Rasmus, you take a look at the power. You got 4 power play goals in this game. What went well for you, do you think, that was able to open things up for you on the power play?
We were keeping it simple, honestly. Quick puck movement, and we had a shooting mentality today, and we got pucks back. So it was an overall good power play game.
Rasmussen back. Owen Power takes a spill in the last game, goes down, looks pretty bad, ends up playing tonight. Looked like he had a really impactful game. When he is playing at that level, what does he bring your team?
I mean, he's a huge part of our team. He's so unbelievable in what he does, and he's key in a lot of situations. So a lot of character shown from him. I'm sure he battles through something. So a lot of respect for him.
Rasmus, your team's now 5-1 on the road in these Stanley Cup playoffs. Montreal's 5-2, so both teams seem comfortable on the road. But is there anything you can point to that actually tells you why that is?
I think we simplify our game when we're on the road. We are playing more aggressive. Stuff that you should be doing at home also. But yeah, I like our road game. We're just letting it loose out there.
You're down 3-1. You're playing pretty well, though. Just can you explain the mood and just what allowed you guys to keep your focus and plow forward and take over the game again?
I felt like the bench was alive the whole game. We believed in it from the beginning. And Upi came in and gave us a little boost. So it was a mix of everything, but I'm super happy with the character from today's game.
Rasmus, what was, if anything, what were the words you had for the team this morning as you guys were getting ready to face elimination here?
We had some good meetings. You got to treat it as any other game. We're going out every single game to try to win. If you get too jacked up in front of these games, it's hard to play. But today I felt like we played loose. We played with confidence. It was an overall A game from us, honestly.
Mike and then Rachel.
Ukko, I'm interested in your thoughts on just preparing for this game, knowing you weren't playing, and then what was it like all of a sudden, 10 minutes in the game, there you are, you're on the ice. How did you just stay ready for that particular moment in this game?
Yeah, I mean, there's no difference in preparation. You prepare the same way every game. You have to be ready to go. That's why there's 2 goalies, and I feel like that's been the story of the whole year. As a team, everybody when their chance comes or when they're needed, they have stepped up, and it felt good to kind of have the team playing as well as they did in front of me, and I feel like from that point on, when I got to the net, we started playing simple and really push the game and kind of take it our way. So I don't think there's anything different in the preparation, and you just try to keep it simple and just have the like it's any other situation when you go in.
Ukko, what does it mean for this team to first play in a Game 7, and what does this team have to do to win Game 7?
I don't know exactly. It's the first time for everybody, but I think there's a lot to learn from today's game. For a lot of guys, it was the first elimination game we've been part of as a team, and so I feel like just kind of duplicating what we did today, taking the good things away, knowing how we have to play, and kind of what our game is in these situations, and just being confident with it. So I don't think it's anything too crazy. I think we can just learn from today.
Rasmus, when you see Helenius and Benson and now Metsa stepping into these games in these roles as younger guys, granted you guys all have the same amount of experience going here, to see them stepping up in a game like this, what does this mean to have those guys jump into these situations?
It's incredible. I think the whole team feeds off their energy. What they bring, and Helenius comes in, was it game 4 or something, and just takes over. It was cool to see. So I love having them on my team. They bring so much energy on and off the ice, so they're a huge part.
Ugo, you talked about how you have to be ready no matter what, but you come in and don't really face that many shots, and you obviously handled it very well, but does that make it harder when you don't even get to handle the puck all that much when you come in cold like that?
I feel like at that point of the, when you get put in, it doesn't really matter how many shots you see. You just try to find a way to get comfortable in the net, be ready for the next shot. I feel like as a goalie, you kind of have to think that you're almost playing with house money at that point. You kind of want to just do your best to help your team to win. You can't overcomplicate things. You have to just go one shot at a time. It doesn't matter at what point it comes. So just kind of finding a way to stay warm and to get comfortable on the net. I think that's the biggest part.
Uko, after last game, Rasmus said basically that our best player need to be our best player. He had 5 points tonight. What have you seen from your captain in that game?
I think, well, yeah, 5 points is pretty good. I don't think there's much else kind of have to say about that. But I mean, it's an elimination game, for us, and our captain steps up, and that's how you lead a team. I think that's been the whole year, how well he has played. It's not always if you're the loudest on the bench or at the locker room. You take games over when you need to, and I think he very much showed it today.
Ukko-Pekka, I'm curious what the other night was like for you, like leaving the rink after the game, like how you managed to flush that game and kind of get it out of your system in such a short period of time.
I feel like in the playoffs, it doesn't matter what the score of the game is. It doesn't really matter if you win, if you lose. The next game comes fast, and the next game, it doesn't matter what the score of the last one was. You have to be able to, I kind of keep repeating myself, but just never get too low, never get too high. You have to, every game is different. Every game is a new one. So you can't really drag those games along. You need to know what you did wrong, what you need to do better. And I feel like our goalie coach, Belzy, has been unbelievable with that this year. If there's something that needs to be changed, he will point it out to me and just, kind of help me to get comfortable with my game again. And I think today was a good example of that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Lindy, what got you through the start? I mean, it wasn't like you were awful, but the pucks were going in the net. It's 3-1. What got you through it and got you moving in the right direction?
I didn't think it was an awful start. Just a couple pucks went in, and we were playing well. Got off to a great start, playing well. And I just told the team, stay with it. We're moving the puck well, defending well.
Lindy, you guys are now 5-1 on the road in these playoffs, but they're 5-2 on the road. Why can that be when these two arenas are so exciting that the home team seems to be better off on the road?
Well, we're in the process of seeing if we can play here on Monday.
Lindy, going off of that, how do you make Monday feel like a road game? Does this involve like added hotels, or what are you guys going to do?
Yeah, we've got some thought going into that right now, but we are going to change up what we've done at home. I really don't have the answer. And I don't think anybody has been able to help me with the answer yet. So, I'm sure they're probably searching for the answer too, in their building, and Boston was searching for the same answer in their building. So we know it's one game now for chance to move on.
Today's Rasmus's first elimination game, and he scores on his first shift and ends up with 5 points. In what ways did he set the tone for you guys?
Well, again, we've been able to get off to a quick start. I thought just that little rotation and in the play he made, I think he held on long enough. Somebody went by him there low in the D zone, and he got to the net on his backhand, and a heck of a shot. And I don't know whether it went off their defender's stick or not, but it was at that time was, I mean, we've been able to score early, and that helps take a little bit of this crowd out of it.
More than the lean for most of your players, that was a new experience with your back against the wall. So how proud are you that the way your leaders respond tonight in that game?
Very proud of our guys. We talked this morning about everybody needs to play their best game. That the regular season doesn't mean anything, and the Boston series doesn't mean anything, and in the 5 games to this point really don't mean anything. Our defining moment is this game tonight, that we have to play our best game.
Lindy, what went into all the lineup changes? You shuffled up the lines, you switched your goalie. Like, what went into that, and how'd you feel like it worked out?
I just think that our top line had struggled. Like, they'd been good for such a long time. I mean, we'd had a few times we'd switched back and forth, but really felt that it was just time to make a change. Met with the coaches, and we're talking like probably you guys are talking. How can you break up this line, and how can you break up that line? But the bottom line is, we just felt it would help a couple of our guys get going, and we went back to the McLeod, Doan, Tuck line, which played a lot early in the year. So you just look back on games that you thought lines were real good, and we thought there was a connection between. There was times when Awesome would play with Benson and Tomer, so we just decided to put Tomer over on that side. So I mean, just discussions, trying to generate more from your top guys.
Lindy, what in particular sparked this team in the second period?
Yeah, I'll still say this. I thought we played a hell of a first period. We just didn't win the score sheet battle. I thought we played an even better second period for sure. I thought our skating in the offensive zone, we separated all the time. It made them really tough. It made it really tough on coverage. They couldn't quite catch up to, the low rotation, some of the high rotation, and all of a sudden we had guys open. But it was like I said this morning, we need to skate. We need to skate on pucks, and I thought that was the biggest difference in both zones for us. We skated. We took space and time away in the D zone, and we skated away from people in the offensive zone.
Your goalies obviously have been used to coming in and out all year, but that was a really crushing moment it had to be for Luukkonen in Game 5. What can you say about the way he was prepared in case something happened, and 10 minutes into the game, he's in the game and gives you what he gave you?
Yeah, he gave us a great effort, and I know that I'll keep saying it, that I've talked to both guys about it's been a year where we've needed both of you, and we've needed Ellie at times, so that's all 3 of them. In a game like this, it just felt Al wasn't seeing it. Just turn to UPL and see if he can help us out, and he did. He played from that point. He probably made I thought like 4 or 5 really good saves that kept them off the board.
Lindy, you've used basically now everyone with Zach Metza coming in this tonight. Just to a lot of coaches wouldn't put a rookie in an elimination game for his first playoff game, but obviously he's very mature. Just what made you put him in tonight?
I mean, there's some factors that I won't get into. Part of it was we had a couple question marks whether, even Owen Power could play, and I thought he gave us one hell of a game. But using our top 4 and then putting a right-handed D out there with him was probably the main reason, so that if we, he plays a shift with Darlene, he plays a shift with Owen Power, he plays a shift with Byram, we've got that left-right connection. Felt if Owen Power couldn't get through the game, we need a right defenseman, a guy that'd be comfortable, that'd be playing over there, and I thought he gave us a strong game.
Lindy, will you keep everyone away from the rink again for 2 days?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah. I think you go into Game 7. I think, just like I said for Game 6 elimination game, there's a lot of pressure. They feel it, and I'm going to say 90% chance you won't see us at the rink for the next day and a half until game time.
Lindy, a few players mentioned, I think Tage in particular said he felt like the guys played free and that, you kind of got to that version of yourselves again. Did you have any sense, like this morning, or maybe it was early in the game, that you'd be able to get to that version, like you wanted to take the pressure off, and it actually worked, it seems like?
Well, the meeting this morning was about, when I watch film and I see a guy pointing or saying, you go here, or that for me is, there's an indecision on who's going. So we just used this expression this morning that was, the expression was JFG, and you can figure out what that is. And we used that on a whole bunch of clips where there was slowness in our game. And I told the team I'd rather err that they made a mistake going than not going. And I thought some of the tentativeness in Game 5 really hurt us. It hurt us defensively. We spent too much time on our end. And the offensive zone stuff, I thought our guys just skated away. But the defensive zone stuff, I thought was so much better.